Good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing this morning? I've got Werther's Original in my mouth. Sorry about that. Morning, Mr. Ed, Mr. Ground Fog, Mr. Keep It Scale Stupid, Mr. Whalen. Hope you guys are doing great this morning. I myself am doing lovely. Got some Werther's Original and coffee. It's a good way to start the day. All right, we'll check that out shortly, Mr. Ed. Morning, Mr. John. So last night, my pocket check was a budget night. I had my new Sin Cut Awasi in my front pocket. And I had my new Migaron Norsa in my back pocket. So you can be happy with budget knives. I have lots of knives I could have carried last night, and I chose those two, and they were excellent. Yeah, Keep It Scale Stupid. These are actually some kind of new Werther's that have a soft center. I'm not sure what they are actually. They're I don't know. I don't think they, let's see. Can we tell what it says on it? It just says Werther's Original, but they have like a soft center. I don't remember all Werther's having that. Maybe they did. One thing I noticed while carrying this knife last night that I think all crossbar lock knives should have is a stop pin behind the blade. Not all of them have that, and it adds to the stability of the blade a ton. Not all crossbars have that pin there. A lot of them just rely on the crossbar lock to hold the blade in place, but this one is super sturdy. A lot of them do have the stop pin. This one does, and it adds to the stability of the blade because the blade sits against there. Then all you have to do is worry about keeping it from falling down. So yeah, and I really like this Awasi. I think people that like this blade shape would really like the sliciness of this hollow grind. And if you can find one like I did for 25 bucks, 30 bucks, you really can't beat this knife for that price. So yeah, I had $55 worth of knives in my pocket last night, and I was super happy about it. So don't let anybody tell you that you can't enjoy budget knives. Let's go check out what Mr. Ed. Oh, wow. Did you have your eye surgery done? Or your shots, should I say, yesterday? So this is the status of Mr. Ed at the moment. Looks like his eyes are a little painful. Up close and personal with Mr. Ed. Ouch. I posted myself earlier. Up close and personal with me. and up close and personal with Mr. Ed. Those shots you get in your eye must suck. Sorry to hear that, Mr. Ed. Oh, dang, that's just from dry heaving? Well, that's no good either. So I forgot, while going through my knife collection, that I had some knives in a duffel bag or in a backpack that I'm selling. So there's quite a few knives that I forgot I had, some nice ones. This is a Tuya Knives shocker that I'm selling because it's black. Nice hollow ground blade on it. Super nice action on it. I think it actually has skiffs in it. But there was a few that I forgot I had. Well, I didn't forget I had them, I guess. I just kind of didn't have them in the place with all the others. This is my Burnley SQD2. This is what the squid was based on. So I have these all boxed up ready to sell. But this is what was it CRKT squid was based on. This is the actual Burnley model. It's the SQD2. This one is for sale. Thought I would pop these on here just to show the rest of my little collection that I didn't show last week. And if anybody's interested in buying some of these, I'll give you a great price on them. So that is my Burnley. This is a Max Ace. I don't know how to open this box. Looks like it comes with an extra hardware kit, including a pivot, the stock clip, and the lightning anode version of the knife that I did. So I did the lightning anode on this one. This is the Max Ace Meerkat. I've had it a while. It was one of my first lightning anodes that I did. Turned out okay. Good morning, Mr. Pete. It's got great action as well. So that is a Max Ace Meerkat. Let's see, what else do I have in here? I've kind of forgotten what I had. I had some Wii's that I didn't go through when I went through my Wii collection. This is a Wii. This is the Mancani. Nice slicey blade. It is black though. You know I don't like my black blades. Nice hand ground satins going along the blade instead of against it. This is a pretty one too. It's got great action. It's the Makani, or it might be Mancani. I think it's Makani, but it could be Mancani. I don't know. Well, that's a Wii I forgot. Here's another Wii I forgot. And this is the something or other. I think this is the maybe the Star Flare. Yeah, this is the Wii Star Flare. A nice Nope, the knife is black. I don't like black handles either. That's why I'm selling this shocker. The handle was black, not the blade, but this blade is black. Yeah, I don't like black handles either, Pete. Not on titanium. I like black G10 and black micarta, and not titanium. But this is the Star Flare. Nope, it was a silver blade. Yeah, it's pretty crazy what we like and don't like. Your eyes aren't tricking you this morning. It did have a silver blade. I'll show you again. See, the knife itself is black, but the blade is definitely silver, and you can reverse flick off of the fuller on it. I might toss them in the Discord with prices. I think they're in there from a previous, maybe not. I put them on yeah, I might do that, Pete. This, what's in the middle, this is a Tuya shocker. Tuya Knives shocker. This is a Pena Knives, and I love this knife. I don't know why I'm selling this one. This is the Pena Knives Mini Diesel with micarta and zircotai, I believe. Really nice knife. Pena Knives, M390 blade steel. It's a big boy. I don't know how big the regular diesel is, but if this is the mini diesel, I'd hate to see how big the actual diesel is. This is the Pena Knives. Let's see, only got a few more I think in here. Here is a Spyderco. This is my Mannix 2 XL with micarta and crew wear. This was a special release that I bought brand new and never carried once. I love the lockup of the, it's got the same kind of spring lock as the, I guess the, and it's got a little clicky feel to it. It's got a very strong detent. But it is a cool knife in crew wear. Brand new with, like I said, it's like a Knife Joy exclusive. It's exclusive somewhere. If you look up the crew wear micarta XL, 2XL, it's somewhere. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is a CRJB frac that I got brand new in a trade that I've never used. And the frac is a cool knife. I believe Ed's got one of these. But this is a big boy, and it is a plunge lock button lock with great action. And you can really choke up on this one. That finger choil is real comfortable on it. So my frac is for sale. And I don't know why I guess I'm getting rid of it because it's aluminum. At least I think it's aluminum. Yeah, it's aluminum. Alright, this is my Berg blades. I talked about this the other day. This is the Raptor with the carbon fiber. This is I want to say a DLT exclusive model. This is a Brian Brown Knives Raptor with kind of bronze color and carbon fiber. Hollow grind. Great knife. I believe it's on skiffs as well. Here's a Kershaw. This is the Kershaw Launch 20 Auto that I bought brand new and never carried. This is a cool little auto. The Launch 20 is a nice one. The Frack. Yeah, it's just called a Frack, not a fraction. Maybe that was just an autocorrect. I don't know exactly, but cheap. Definitely in your price range. Not meaning that you have a... I just know you prefer kind of budget knives. Probably like maybe 40 bucks, I think. This is another Wii. And this one is super nice. I like it too. It is black and white. Carbon fiber. This is the Smooth Sentinel. And this has some of the smoothest action of any Wii I've got. I was talking to Keep It Scale Stupid. I think he was asking about the Frack. But to have such a light blade, the action on this thing is sick. And this Smooth Sentinel, like, it weighs little of nothing. Like, check out how much this thing weighs. I think it's like 1.73, 2.10 ounces. 2.10 ounces. Yeah, Smooth Sentinel. Another Wii. I'm going to be dropping the prices on some of these too. I haven't posted them all. I made one post with a few of them, like 6 of them. Then this is my Chavez. Redemption Street. And it comes with the original black G10 scales, and then the aftermarket marbled carbon fiber scales. And whoops. And of course it's titanium on one side and the carbon fiber on the other. These aftermarket scales set just for this one side was 130 bucks extra. But I've got it priced at a decent price. I haven't posted this one, I don't think, Pete. I don't think this was one of the ones I posted because it would have sold. Yeah, it is still available. Mister, hit me up. I don't want to really talk prices on the video, but I mean, not that it matters, but just hit me up if you're interested in it. Just hit me up in the message. I sent you some watch links, by the way. So yeah, just hit me up on the Discord and we'll talk about it. Maybe I did. I don't know. I know I only listed. I started out. I was going to make a big post. I don't know, Pete. Maybe I did. This is a brand new Sonoma V2 that I got. Already had one, and I got another one from the Monthly Knife Club. But this is a Ace Sonoma V2. It's got great action too. For some of you who like this look of knives, this is a great one. This is nice micarta. I don't remember the blade steel on this one, but Oh, it's L-Max. Morning, Sever 7. So yeah, this one is an L-Max steel. So that is a Ace, and then I think I got one more in here, and it is a original Spyderco Tenacious, maybe. If it's not a Tenacious, it's man, I don't remember what this one is. I bought it, never used it. I actually bought it brand new too. It's never been used. It is the hold on. It's the Efficient. Sorry. It's not the Little Native, it's the Efficient. Spyderco Efficient. And this one is only like, if you want a real Spyderco, it's like 40 bucks. Brand new. Yeah, it's Efficient, not a Little Native. It's got a China kind of blade steel. HCR 13 MOV. Yeah, it's the Efficient. It's one of their budget. HCR. So yeah, that's a random knife that I had. $40 Spyderco. And I guess that is it. Yours is a PM2, sir. Paramilitary 2. Good morning, Knives Are Life. All right, we got that out of the way. Spyderco goes by numbers. I think the PM2 is a C81, maybe? Not sure. PM2 knife is the, not sure what the C number is on it. It's, yeah, it's the C81. All right, so I asked y'all yesterday, Pete, yeah. So I asked y'all yesterday about, oh, one more quick thing. So, yeah, C81. So y'all know I built the Blade Alchemy watch, and I ordered some new hands for it because I didn't like these silver hands. I wanted something with loom. So I got a set of hands, and I think I like them a lot better than the ones that are in. I got 3 different sets to try out. You can't really see these very good. Well, yeah, you can. But these have loom, and they're a little wider, and I think the colors will look great with the watch. So I'm gonna swap those out at work tonight and see how that goes. And as you can see here, there they are in my hand, and then there's the loom on them. So they should look a lot better than those silver ones. You can see the silver ones there. So that's cool. All right, we got that out of the way. And then I asked y'all if y'all knew what I was going to, what came with the shortcut. Not many of y'all have one yet, I guess, so reason y'all didn't answer me, but I found my stuff. I found my stuff that came with the shortcut, and now I remembered what it came with. It came with that little came with the little lanyard thing. It came with the extra screw that went in the self-tightening for the thing there. It came with a couple of rings and a T6 T8 bit, and it came with the pivot tool. So I thought we would, since I've not opened this knife, I thought we would take a look at how it's built, because I'm curious about that spring. So I thought we would take that apart today and check it out. I know some of y'all aren't excited about this knife, but I am. I have tightened this thing with a screwdriver because by hand the blade wants to fall out. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. Is I am going to remove the blade. Now, one thing I know it has is this little piece falls out. The little grippy piece with the, let me get the parts situated. We're going to figure out where the spring goes and how it works. Let me zoom in a little bit as we're doing a disassembly here. Pete, sorry. Yeah, I'll put them on the Discord a day or so, a couple days before I post them on Knife Swap. But if any of y'all are interested in any of the ones I just showed, just hit me up and you definitely get first dibs. Let me zoom in here and scoot it back to where I can actually work. All right, that looks good. All right, let me get back to work here. Sorry, Pete, for the next few minutes, I probably won't be looking at the chat very much because I'm going to try to pay attention to how I took this apart and how it goes back together, since it's got some springy stuff. Yeah, I'll do that. That's why I've got all the boxes and stuff, so I knew how to post it, kind of. So I knew what I had when I had to do my Knife Swap post. I'm not going to use the little T8, T6 thing that it came with. No, Sever 7, I will let you know as soon as it does. It's in Chicago and it should be here shortly. So what do y'all think? Let's take the clip off first, just to get it out of the way. And that's how you take apart the scales. I believe this screw holds the clip on and holds the scales together. So I don't know whether the clip will come off. So that loosened that part of the scales from that screw. Let me see if I can get that screw out. Yep, that screw came out. I'll put it up there so I don't lose it. But it looks like the clip is still attached to this side of the scales. So let's start by getting this pivot off. Alright. So here's the pivot tool. Little machined thing. I like that it has this ring on there so you can torque it instead of having to stick something through that hole. Alright. So I knew I needed to tighten this pivot a little bit, but I didn't know it was that loose. So it looks like I picked the right side to loosen, because this one looks like it's going to come out, not be the pivot. So that came out, and it looks like that is all just one piece. And then it looks like maybe this side of the scales will come off now. I'm wondering if a spring is going to sprung. It doesn't want to come off of the pivot. Alright. I think it's just tight. Yeah, Waylon, yours is with Sever. I bought two when I bought the one I bought for you, Waylon. Sever's going to take the other one, I believe. Alright, there we go. So the clip is attached on the inside by two more. So that screw that's down through the clip is actually what holds the scales together. So let me get these parts down here where you can see the parts that I've taken out so far. I forgot to take out the little USA thing. So the little USA part comes out of the other side of the thumb screw part where the blade attaches. So that is another part. It looks like the stop pin just fell out because I wasn't paying attention. Alright, now let's remove this whole mechanism here, the blade mechanism, from the pivot, or pull the pivot out, see what's going on. So there's the pivot, there's the stop pin, there's the two bearings, and this is the little blade mechanism. Now I'm still not, okay, now I see. So there is that's the cover for the spring thing. It's in here. So that is springy. So that's one piece there. So that's pretty cool. Doesn't look too scary so far. This is all one piece, which is cool. I thought you said you hadn't taken it apart yet, mister. But this is how you get to that spring, right? You said it's for deep cleaning, but I don't see how you would get to the spring otherwise. Oh, you watch the YouTube breakdown? So, do I unscrew this right here to get the spring out? It looks like I can get this cover off without unscrewing that, so I'm going to do that first. Alright, and that little cover just does nothing. It really doesn't cover much of anything except where the blade goes. So that's cool. So the spring, does it sit inside this? I guess the spring is inside of here. I'm still confused at how it springs this direction if the spring is just inside this. That's kind of weird. Alright, I'm going to put that back on because I don't need to have that off in order to take off that other part. So, yep, I just figured out the spring is inside the latch arm, but I don't know how that curious how far it's going to shoot across the room, and I'm going to lose it. No, I'm not worried about it. I'll find it. All right, that's good and tight. Good and tight. Let's see which one of these actually comes out. Alright, so I got something going on here. Looks like the one over here on the side, the disassembly side, is the one that comes out. There is a plunger. See, it's just funny to me that you can't see anything. You can't see any kind of spring mechanism. Maybe inside there. All right, here we go. The last part. So I'm going to use my T6 to stick through here to kind of hold it in place so I don't lose everything. So there's the other half of that. And then I've got this still in there. I'm going to release it and see how bad I lose stuff. Not really any pressure built up. So it just came right off. And aha. There's a little, the spring is attached to a, all right, so in the end of the spring is this little piece. So this pokes into the end of the spring, and then I don't know where that little, I have no idea how that goes back together, but I think it sticks in the side of, well, we'll never get it back together now. No, so this sits inside of here. So the little, so it sits like that in the spring, and then this, the bolt goes and rides against that little curve, and when you press it up, it's gonna, yeah, so I believe the littlest part probably goes on top, and this part goes towards the bottom of it. So on this arm right here, it goes just like that in there, and then that screw goes back in and holds that in place. Hopefully. All right, so there's a breakdown. Now I need to see, because I do think that I've got that those caged bearings that I told y'all to buy from China will fit in this case, and I can put some nicer bearings in it. So there's two little kinds of those, two little sizes of those fully caged ceramic bearings, and I don't know where I put them. Here they are. Nope, that's not them. That's not them. They got to be in here. All right, hold on. Okay, that's them. That's some skiffs. That's some skiffs. And where are the other ones? I think these are the ones I need, though, for the 5mm pivot. Yes. I think these will work as replacements, and they're fully. And here's another set of skiffs. There's some roller bearings. Y'all have any knives that have those? Let me see. Anthem clip. Stamped bearings. Stamped bearings. Loose ball bearings. Stamped bearings. Stamped bearings. Random stuff. Stamped bearings. Stamped bearings. Random bearings. Those might work too. Kind of like those better than those stamped metal ones. They feel better a lot of times. I'm still not seeing that last little pack of the ones I was... Aha! There's the other fully... Those are the 6mm. So I've got the 5mm ones and the 6mm pivot ones that you can buy from AliExpress. And I think that... And they're just like skiffs. But I think those will fit in this. So we're going to try that. And I think these will too. And I prefer these over the stamped ones. But anyway, put calipers to the pivot for you. All right, sir. You want it in millimeters? I'm guessing. I'll start with millimeters. So it looks like it's 4.7 on the millimeter. Yeah, 4.7 on the millimeters. And then on inches or fractions, that automatically says 3/16. But yeah, 3/16 is what it says, and on actual decimal inches, thousandths, it's 0.185 thousandths. 0.185 ten thousandths. Sorry. No, 0.185 thousandths. 0.1850 ten thousandths. Alright. So let me see if these bearings have basically the same outside diameter. Oh, those might not fit the pivot. They look a little smaller. But I've got skiffs down here. I think these skiffs... Yeah, these skiffs are 5mm 364/15. So these skiffs might fit it. But let's see if this fits on the pivot. Yes, fits perfect on the pivot. So they do, it does fit on the pivot. Now let me measure and see the outside diameter of these. Not the easiest thing to measure. Looks like they're about 9.55. And these are like 9.7. So Let's see if this will fit down in the... Yes, they fit perfect. So those fit even better than the ones that came with it. They fit perfect. And they sit flush, so that they're going to be perfect for this endeavor. Alright, so let's start reassembly here. Hope y'all aren't too bored yet. We're going to try to finish this up here pretty quickly. I'm going to get some alcohol and a paper towel. As you can see, alcohol, paper towel. I'm going to clean up the areas where stuff rubs. Just give it a once over. Pivot. Scales where the bearings fit. Scales where the bearings fit. Alright, this little thing where it rides on the... where the spring goes and all that. The actual spring itself, I guess. And the little thing that goes in the spring. You can see all that dirt that came off all that stuff, so spring and the little I've got a whole pack of coil springs somewhere, of course, that I should probably check. I don't know where those are at the moment. I don't want to go looking for them right now, but I do have a whole pack of coil springs of different sizes that I bought at some point, which is probably not surprising to y'all. But you can see all the dirt that came off of that stuff. Alright, first things first, I don't know which way this sits. Okay, so that goes on the outside, so that's on the top. So that sits like that. This goes in the spring. And then the spring will go down in here with the rounded part towards the top. Alright, spring is back in there. The rounded part goes the other direction. Hold on just a second. So that little thing needs to be flipped over the other way. That way right there. Keep going, keep turning. There we go. Alright, spring is in. That little piece is in. Like so. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it is sitting in there with it facing the top. I hope y'all can see that. Alright, now if I remember right, when I had it on the top, this part, which I need to clean off too. Whoops, that just fell out. That's good. Alright. Spring is down in there. This goes towards the top. I'm going to add a drop of oil right on that little boom right there where it contacts the pivot point. Then I'm going to stick All right, then I'm going to take this. I'm going to orientate this how it goes, which is like this. And I'm not sure how that piece... Okay, that just lays against there. And then you push it in until you can get the pivot through there. Just like that, I think. Yes. Then you get this through there. Like so. Keep pressure down on that. Boom. Just like so. So I've almost got it. You can see how that piece is laying there. Spring is working. Oh, I guess that's all the way in. Yeah, it does stick out. I forgot. So it's back together. No worries, no problem. I did put a little bit of oil on that where it contacts that piece. Of course, I've got the wrong T. About lost that. That wasn't good. Hang it. Let me close this drawer so if it falls on the floor instead of into a drawer with 1,000 things in it. You got to apply a little bit of pressure. There we go. Well, I had it. Dang it. Yeah, you got to press on it just a little bit to get it to line up right. That's all right. I'm just trying not to drop this thing. See if I can get it started by hand. Yes, I did. All right, so we're started. Now we're tight. Oh, that doesn't look like it's all, now it's all the way through. There we go. All right. That is back functioning now. Did I put it? I didn't put it on backwards, did I? No. No way I put it on backwards. All right. Y'all just keep me honest here. I'm going to get it. Feels good. Make sure I'm getting it to tight. And that would be a good place. All right. So that feels good. Just, let me get it as tight as I can get it and see if it... All right. Yeah. So that... I'm going to... Yes, you can tighten it up all the way. All right, rest of it should be pretty easy now. So, next we will take this, and I will drop one little drop of oil down in here. And I will lay that bearing there. And I will push the pivot up through there. It feels like there are no flats on it, but the pivot itself wants to kind of lock in place. I think on the outside, maybe that's just I don't know what's going on there. Let's see what we got here. So stop pin. Looks like I can't tell if it's bigger on one side, but I think it is. I think it'll only go one way, but let's try to figure that out. Looks like it's got a little line, but yeah, I think this side goes down like that. Then I'm going to add a little drop of oil on top of the bearing. I'd rather over oil it than under oil it. Drop this on there. All right. Stop pin is in place. And add another drop of oil right here. Put the other bearing on. Another drop of oil on top of the bearing. Alright. So good. Alright, now we're going to put this other side back on. Let me stop pin. I'm going to kind of angle it like that to where it's out of the way. I think the stop pin was the part that kept me from getting it apart earlier. I think I'm going to try, there we go. Everything kind of fell into place there. I'm going to go ahead and put this in to hold everything together kind of. Okay, that's fairly tight. Alright. Now the fun part of getting this T6 screw down in there. I've got my magnetic bit here. Well, of course, you know, it'll not work out right the first time. If I'd have went right in the hole, something would have been weird. Alrighty. Got that going in. That's good and tight back together. We're good there. Got some side to side play I need to tighten up here in a minute. Man, that D10 is super cool. Got some extra oil on there that I will wipe off at some point. Alright, we're just about good. Now the USA goes on this side. Yeah, it goes on this side. There's only one little place for it to fit in. So it goes there. Then while you're holding that, you take this little thing and it goes like that. And then you put this in. Kind of get it hand tight. And then you take the blade and you slide the blade in. And you take your flathead screwdriver. You make sure to keep the little USA thing in its little groove there. And you tighten it on up. And you check the centering. Looseness. Those bearings might not work. They might not be thick enough. Yeah, the pivot's too loose. So, there's a couple ways we could fix that. I think I'm going to go with the way that and I think the stop pin is seated. I don't think that that's the problem. Let's check and make sure. Yes. Stop pin is good. So that is not the problem. D10 is still working. It's just those bearings are not as wide as the stamped ones. They're not as thick. And I can tell that now by looking at these. So what I'm going to do is I am going to get two of these out. And these are the super thin, the thinnest ones that I've got. I've got two washers there that are super thin. We're going to try to use these bearings and those washers instead of putting the original bearings back in. And I hope I've still got at least one viewer. I do have to take everything back apart again. Not a big deal. There's only a couple of screws. It's definitely not as... I'm not going to take the blade out this time because I'm not going to be doing much as far as messing around with it. Well, I probably should. It's totally bad. Don't do what I do. I just don't feel like taking the blade out again. I might have to, but maybe not. Heck, I didn't even loosen that screw all the way, I guess. Alright, I'm going to leave that screw in there. I'm going to gently lift this off. Easier said than done. It wants to catch on the scales. Alright, pivot fell out. That's fine. Stop pin. Did I lose the stop pin? No, there it is. Alright, so I'm going to put the washers, hopefully they will fit down in there. This oil is, capillary action of this oil is keeping it stuck to the inside there. You just bang it around till it goes. Alright. Yep, that fit in there perfectly. Put that back in. Put that back on. Put the stop pin back in. I think that's the right way. Actually, that feels better. Put the blade back on. You gotta hold that spring thing out of the way, which is super annoying. I'm gonna drop the stop pin back in after I get this done. Alright, do that. Come on, stop pin, go in your hole. Stop pin in place. Bearing in place. Washer in place. Side back on almost. Everything almost just snapped together. It did. We're good. Let me get this screw back in since it's just kind of sitting there. Alright, that's back tight. Come on, pivot. All right, now we got pivot good and tight. Oh yeah, no side to side at all, zero. I might have the pivot a little too tight, but I think that detent feels good. Need to wipe off some oil. All right. Well, thank y'all for bearing with me through that. And you can see the stop pin is in. Locks up good. No side to side play. Centering is perfect. No wiggle anywhere. Spring feels good. All right. Success. Now, these two bearings, I've got some stamped bearings that are exactly this size, but I am going to put these I'll remember the fact that I put them in this bag. Actually, I'm gonna put them in this skiffs bag with these other two that I talked about maybe replacing it with, because that'll be easier for me to remember. And that'll be on video. They're in that skiffs with the plastic ones. And I will show y'all the size of those cage bearings that I used, and the size of those washers that I used. So let me get all this stuff put back in its bag where it goes, so that I don't lose it. Alright. Just for occasions like this. Wait, did I just put the pivot tool in there? I did. Dang it. Where in the heck is the pivot tool in all this mess? There it is. Alright. And that's why it's good to have extra parts. So, I've not looked at the screen in a long time, so I apologize if y'all been saying stuff and I've not been paying attention. I was kind of focused, as you could kind of tell. And I had to reassemble and disassemble a couple of times. But you can get that spring about as tight as the little bar with the spring on it about as tight as you want to get it. And not have to worry about that. Alright. Now I can look at the chat and see how bad y'all told me I did. Double check pivot for small square round cylinder. Yeah, it fit into place. I could feel it pop into place whenever I turned it. It would only turn a certain way. Like it locked itself in. I'm sure that's what you were talking about. Alright, cool. Let me zoom back out here. We lost some users that weren't interested in that knife, but that is alright. Alright, supposed to be right there. Boom. We are back. Now, put all this stuff back in this plastic case. It didn't come in one of these plastic cases, but I've got so many of these that I'm going to keep all of its belongings in there. Yep, back to the way it was. Well, no, one of our regulars, Mr. Who was it? Somebody said they didn't like the way it looked. John. Yeah, John, it looks like a box cutter from Bloodborne. Yeah, I don't think John liked it, so he might have left, but that's alright. So, let me go and look and find and show y'all. Let's go to the browser now. We hadn't had the browser open yet this time. There's John. He didn't care about the box cutter. I totally understand, John. Not some people's thing. I did want to oh, I got word that the oh, this guy's notch is where it's wearing the corner off of where the lock goes in, but anyway, that's something else. And this guy is not even a month old, and look, the cormorant totally failed. So he needs to fix that. There was something else I wanted to talk about really quick before I got into oh yeah. Jufool is releasing a out the front utility knife with a quick release blade. So you turn that middle thing to the side and then the blade comes out. So if you worked with one all day long, that might be cool. And then there was one more thing. Oh yeah. So they're making a utility folding knife that's like the Winter Blade with the magnet and all that, which is pretty cool. Aluminum, $30. The Daxi store has those. So it is utility knife day, evidently. There's a cheap nimble he got from Amazon. This guy 3D printed inserts for these cheap cases out of TPU, the flexible filament. And that's a pretty cool idea. I ought to 3D print. They hold 8 knives. And I ought to 3D print some of those with with my channel name on it or something. I'm about to get my 3D printer set back up. I'm still working on learning this laser software. I'm about got it where I'm confident enough to do something. Somebody sold one of these last night for $85, which is cool. There's the Evil Eyes mirror polish sigil. Took a day, but finally mastered the Spider Cove flick. Like, I don't know that I would say that's mastered, but he can do it. Alright, there was a cool post on there about people's old nice clones, rare clones. So I hopped in and posted a picture of some of mine. Like, you know, I took a cool picture of some of my rarer ones, all my Hilberg and Lion ones, and Toxic Fab or Rad. So I put this picture in there. Yes. Oh, John. So I just found out the FSD is coming soon, and the neutralizer is coming after it, and the FSD is going to be VG10, and the neutralizer is going to be 154 cm. So I'm glad he's using better blade steel on the neutralizer. Oh. So oh no, we got good word. let's see, how many versions of the FSD? There's going to be 2 versions of the FSD, and they're going to be using M390, which is a lot better than the VG10. And there's 2 versions of the neutralizer, and they're going to be in 154 cm. The slotted bright wash and the plain dark wash. Alright, so the FSD is going to be in M390, and the neutralizer is going to be in 154 cm. Now, to those bearings, let me get y'all the links to those bearings so y'all can buy some nice cage bearings from AliExpress to have as backups to put in your shortcut or whatever else you want to put them in. I've put them in lots of knives. Let me find my order here. Alright. Come on, bearings, where you at? Alright, here they are right here. They're 9.7. Dang. Alright. Oh, thanks about my 2 Borkas. Yeah, those are both Borka collabs on the end there. Marfione. The SBKF and the SBSP. Alright, AliExpress. 9.7 millimeter CNC bearing. Alright. So here's these are more expensive than skiffs. I think you get 4. Yeah, you get 4 for that price. You get, I don't know. I got 4 for that price, so that's not the right link. Let's see, right here. Oh, those are for the XM18. Sorry, those aren't the right ones. That's for the XM18 also. So they're 9.7 millimeters. Yeah, he's gone up. I got 2 sets for that price. I guess they realized they could charge more for them, but that's more than skiffs. Like, that doesn't seem right. Let's see. Alright, these are 11.8. I think these are the bigger size with the 6 millimeter pivot. And that's a good price. Well, they're $6, so that's $12 a set. They're basically the same, but you can get 2 sets for $20. So you might as well just order skiffs right now until I find a better link again. 10 pieces, 5 sets for $48. That's $10 a set, a little less than $10 a set. And those are the 6 millimeter ones. So that's the same. That's the bigger set that I've got. 11.8 by 6.2 by 1.588. Yeah, that's a pretty standard size. So those are the 6.2. But like I said, their skiffs are $12.99 or $13.99 or something. So you might as well just get skiffs. But I wouldn't be surprised if skiff is getting them manufactured in China. They gotta be. And these might be the exact same ones. But you can get them you should be able to get them 2 for the price of skiffs. But right now it looks like they know what they're. But like I said, I guarantee you Skiff now, he might have started out making them all himself, but I don't see that happening nowadays. But yes, they make inexpensive, and they make a lot for the XM. So these are 12 by 5.1 by 1.588. I think these are for like the XM18, the Hinderer knives. But they do have fully caged. Look what popped up for $155 and $202 with $28 shipping. That's crazy that people are paying that. Mister, you ought to share the coin with me, and maybe I can modify it a little bit and make some. So they are the FSD is being made by Lemivshi. And Jufool's doing the neutralizer, but the FSD is Lemivshi, I believe. I could be wrong. Let me read what he said again, who he was talking to. Yeah, so this is Lemivshi. Lemivshi's doing the FSD. John. And it's going to be M390. 2 versions. And we're working on getting pictures. Yeah, Jufool is doing the neutralizer. I showed the video of the Jufool one. He shows, I think he shows both versions in the, let me see, this guy's the guy that makes all the posts for Jufool alternative bag. Yeah, so that's the 2 different versions combined together. So he's gonna have the shiny milled one with the holes in it on both sides, shiny, and then the other version is the dark version with the milled lines like that. So he combined both sides to show it. He doesn't even have the pivot in there yet, but that's the 2 versions combined together. So he's gonna have a shiny one with the holes in it, and then a dark wash with the milled lines. Man, the FSD is a beautiful knife. I don't know what you're talking about, boy. If you don't like the Cortex, if you don't like it looks like a Cortex with a better blade to me. I mean, I don't know. That's a beautiful knife. Why is it, where's that picture at? Yeah, he's got it hidden with JavaScript. I could get the image, but I don't feel like messing with it right now. Oh yeah, I got that thing. Image eye. There we go. Download. download. Are those the two biggest ones? Yeah, that's the two biggest ones. And downloads. Where did they go? What are they called? I don't even see what they're called. Image. Alright, drag it to Firefox. Boom. There we go. Now we got the images. I don't know. I love the way that knife looks. It looks like a Cortex with a bigger blade. That's your right, John. You're totally allowed to not like it. I don't even think you're weird for not liking it. Some people just don't like wide blades like that. Man, this thing feels super smooth now for sure. Feels super tight too. Wow, it feels way tighter than it did. Way tighter. Wow. Yeah, way tighter with those bearings and those washers. Oh yeah, the Inkovsky. Sorry, Sever. I saw you post that earlier, but I forgot to click on it. I was in the middle of all that. Did you buy one finally? I know I've had it on alerts. You know, I'm not trying to throw shade at all, but a lot of these older gentlemen seem to have dexterity problems, and I've noticed a lot of older guys that collect knives. I think it's a cool hobby for them to get into, but some of them have trouble opening knives. And seem to I don't know, have some disabilities here and there. I've noticed quite a few people on Knife Swap, but it's awesome that they can have a disability but be in this hobby and get so much enjoyment out of it. Man, that thing looks dropped shut. Is that your favorite knife, Sever? I don't know why that one didn't pop up on my alerts. Let me make sure I still got it added, because I should have got that. Let me see. Uncovsky. Oh. Uncoksky. I thought it was Covsky. Am I spelling it wrong, or did he spell it wrong? So that's why I didn't get an alert, because he spelled it Uncoksky. I thought it was Uncovsky. Yeah, that's a cool knife, Sever. Again, I'm kind of like John with the FSD. Just not my style, though. I mean, I guess I like it okay. I bought a knife yesterday. I kind of bought it because I thought Pete might have wanted it. But he ended up buying another one. So I guess I'm going to keep it now. I didn't really know that I wanted it. But I guess since I've already got one of their knives, now I've got a second one. And that is the Arcform Slim Foot. Sorry, I was typing and couldn't figure it out. And it is this knife right here. Let's see. I know y'all have all seen one, but can't hurt to see another one. So I got that knife. There's that side of it, and there's that side of it. Yeah, Pete, I kind of bought it for you, but then you told me you kept the other one. No, I didn't really want it, Pete. It's not my blade shape. But I got a decent enough deal on it that I'm not mad about it. It's not a big deal, really. Don't feel bad about it whatsoever. You didn't know anything about me buying it for you. So it's definitely just on me completely. Don't feel any kind of way about it. No, it's all good, Pete. That's why I asked you what you were willing to pay. But since it doesn't matter anyway, I got a decent deal on it, so not a thing at all. And I love my theory. No, I told you I found one. I told you I didn't own it in our conversation, but you've been kind of scattered. Yeah, I told you I didn't have it. But it's all good. But yeah, this is the Arcform theory. And like Pete was saying in our conversation, when they were going out of business, they dropped the price of these crazy. But they were pretty expensive when they first came out. But since I had this one, this front flipper's not the easiest, but it's got good jimping. But since I already got this one, I don't mind having the slim foot. By the way, I just want to highlight once again how much I like Jesper Voxnaes. So he's probably my second favorite designer behind Laconico. And I think it's because he just makes knifey looking knives. And I believe he did the, well, he did another one we were looking at. Not sure which one that was. It wasn't the, it might have been the Urban EDC, yeah. I think it was the F5.5 that he also did. But I love his designs. These three are Viper. Yeah, knifey looking knives. Like if you looked up knife in the dictionary, Laconico would definitely have one of those pictured. Like it would be a Laconico knife that you saw. I know people know what I mean when I say knifey looking knives. I'm not the only one that says that. But they're just kind of a plain, no real frills to it. This one has a couple of little frills. It's got that. But yeah, I'm not the only person that says that. John, I know you're messing with me. It's fine. But yeah, Laconico, I don't know, clean designs, classic designs, somewhat plain designs, I guess you could say. But I mean, that right there is what you would see when you look up a knife in the dictionary that says knife. That is what you would find. That is the definition of a knifey looking knife. And that is the definition of a knifey looking knife. So that's what I was saying. Laconico doesn't put those little extra little notches and grabby stuff, but that is just a clean lines. So you like milling, huh? Keep it scale stupid. I don't so it needs to look more like that. Titanium with milling. Is that more your style, sir? Yeah, these will hide some scratches if you're prone to scratching knives. Just a joke, man. I think milling like this is super cool, where it's like understated. I mean, I don't know that this one is totally understated, but it's kind of subtle and just kind of blends in a little bit. It's not like real harsh.
Anyway, guys, what else y'all want to talk about today? Seems like I bought something else too. Besides the...
Who likes like wild knives? Like, who likes knives like that? With crazy shapes and curves and back spacers and lines on them and big jimping and fullers down the middle of the blade. Like, which one of y'all likes knives like that? Anybody? Which one of y'all is the color guy that loves stuff in color? What is going on with that? Oh, I've got the... Is that just a reflection? No, that's the green screen. I thought I had it turned off. What in the world? I don't. Ha. Dang, I haven't had it turned off in a while. Now you can see the clip. Dang, I can't believe I had that still on. Well, that's crazy. That made all my knives look crazy.
Yeah, color's not really my thing either.
I think I'm gonna bead blast this one, the whole thing. Blade, handle, clip, everything.
Yeah, I kind of picked that up when you talked about how you love the mirror
Polished blades you got back, John. I didn't know that about you until the other day.
Until you talked about how much you love the
Mirror polished blades. I like some textures, like some of the rock textures. I don't know. That's why knives are so cool, because they're so varied. Yeah, those two John Gray. Both the John Grays have a giant pivot. It's the biggest Phillips head on the planet. It's a P27. Now, I don't know what size that pivot would be. You know, I haven't taken either one of these apart. I wonder how big the pivot actually is. What do you think? 6 millimeter? Yep. Looks like 6 millimeter to me. I could be wrong, but it could only be 5, but let's see. Yeah, it's 6. Might put some thread locker on it, looks like. Yeah, I thought that about the duckling too, about it being too small, and I've got giant hands, but I can get 4 fingers on it. I do prefer the size of the duck, but I was surprised at how big the duckling was. Yeah, I can even get 4 fingers on it with my big hands. By the way, I made a case for them. I made a case to protect all of them. So all 5 of my ducks and my 3 ducklings. But yeah, the dragon scales are pretty sweet. I like the sunburst or whatever. I like the ones that radiate out from one end down to the other. Not really a radial pattern. I don't know what they call this pattern. But they all kind of focus towards the pivot, I think. I guess it's a radial of types. Oh. Yeah, I sold my dragon scale. Sorry. I was thinking it was. Yeah, I sold wait a minute. Am I missing one? I've got the dragon scale, don't I? Did I sell it? I think I did. I had the one, oh yeah, because I swapped colors, didn't I? I don't know. Oh, the duckling is the only one. Yeah, that's the dragon scale. Duh. Yeah, I swapped the hardware on these two. This pattern came with the blue, and this one came with the gold. But I wanted the blue on this one, because I like just the plain. And man, these have such good action, boy. It's just guillotine, just perfect action. But yeah, I can get 4 fingers on it perfect, as you can see. 3-inch blade is about my cutoff, but the handles are longer on these than you think. In fact, they're only about a 1/2 inch shorter than the duck. But yeah, you can get 4 fingers on it perfect. But I cut up these little microfiber cloths to fit perfectly around these 3 knives, so that I could put them in this new case that I got without worrying about them damaging each other. Well, all right, guys. It is Sunday. Hope y'all get some relaxation today. Thank you for bearing with me while I took apart the shortcut. That was interesting. Sunday, fun day. Saturday. Saturday, fun day. Yeah, if y'all need to get a hold of me, you know how to do so. My email is up there in the top right corner. If you're hopping on here to watch this later, like hundreds of you do, come join our Discord. And I posted some cool watches and the watch stuff if you're interested in watches. Yeah. Other than that, we will be here again tomorrow, Monday morning. We are getting closer and closer to episode 200. I'm going to do a giveaway, episode 200, so be around for that. And you got to say more in the chat than just hopping in and saying one thing. You got to actually participate a little bit in the chat to win this time. I'm going to say 3 or more comments. Anyway, love you guys. We'll see y'all tomorrow morning. Y'all have a great rest of your Sunday. Make love, not war, and